Buckle up, it's time for another history lesson. This is Nana. It's the game that you have been hearing so much about and people have been raving about ever since they played the game Trio. Guess what? Trio and Nana are the exact same game. But did you know that this publisher, Mob Plus, also designed this game, Cat Poker? But did you also know that Allplay picked up the license to Cat Poker and now have rebranded it as Panda Panda? But did you also know that the same artist did all three games? Sai Beppu has done all three of these games, which begs the question, which is better, Cat Poker or Panda Panda? Let the fighting begin! Welcome to another episode from Cardboard East. My name's Jay. I play board games from Asia and share what I find with all of you. Today is another episode of East versus West, and we're going to see which one is better and which one I recommend. But first, if you like what you see here and you want to see more, please consider liking and subscribing to help the channel grow. If you want to help the channel grow even more, please consider joining our Patreon. I've restructured all the tiers. At tier 2, you become a producer of the show and your name will appear at the end of all the Cardboard East videos. At tier 3, you'll gain access to the weekly vlog series where I'll talk about a little bit about what's going on behind the show, and why I reorganized my shelf. And tier 4, you'll be entered into the monthly board game giveaway. Now, last month I gave away Raw, the new game from 20th Century Games, or the new version of Raw from 1999 from 25th Century Games. And now, on to the show. Now, comparing these right away, you'll see that this is just a paper tuck box. This is actual cardboard, so you'll get a little bit more protection for your game. Now, let's take a look on the inside. Rules! Yay, you see lots of rules. This one has that classic fold out because, well, I mean, what are you gonna do? Nice big sheet of paper, and you even have like all the card art like displayed, and you see a nice big cat art as well. Well, Allplay has a nice simple standard bifold here. This is the rule set. They're kind of known for having very, very simple rule sets, so the game is quick and easy to get into. Here you can see both the storage solutions and well as the game itself. Let's take a quick look at the components. Now, I do apologize about the glare here because it is white. But if you notice here on the original Japanese one, all the card breakdown is here. These are the winning hands, and these are the number of cards that you will need. If you're curious what these Japanese names are, they're cute little names for each of these hands here. Take a look at the Allplay version. You see your panda here, the breakdown of all the cards, and then the breakdown of the hands. You don't get the cute names, but it's kind of unnecessary, and it just gets you into the game a little bit faster and has a little cuter artwork. Now, these are double-sided, if you could see here, and it's just nothing but like this is yellow, and then this shows you that you have 1 point because you're playing for points in this game. Now, one component that exists in Cat Poker that does not exist in Panda Panda is this. This is the turn player card. Now, this is important because one of the actions in the game, it can get kind of confusing as to whose turn is next. And this card is used to kind of help players remember that. And it's cute because it's a cover and it's a cat with a fish on its head. Yay! Now, before we go into what the front of the cards are, I do want to look at the back of the cards first. So Cat Poker, you can see the name Cat Poker repeated several times. And then here you see roughly 162 different panda heads. I should also point out that the Cat Poker cards are slightly bigger than the Panda Panda cards. Now, let's look at the front. Here you can see Cat Poker, hence there are all these cats on here, and then Panda Panda, where there are lots of pandas on the cards. In the game, there are 10 A's, 7 B's, 5 C's, 4 D's, 3 E's, 2 F's. And we'll get to the last card in just a little bit, but I want to show you how these cards differ in look. Sai Beppu did the art for both games. I think you can go either way. I really like the uniform look of Cat Poker, but I love the panda art in this one. So I think it's a toss-up personally for me, but you might have a different opinion. Now, Nana means 7 in Japanese, and so 7 has this nice gold foil in the game of Nana. And just like Nana, cat poker also had gold foil on the G card. The G is, there's only one of these in the whole deck, so it's super important, and that's why it gets the gold foil. But not to be upgraded, Panda Panda also has one, and it's also a G, and it has gold foil as well, except now you have cat, pigs, and a red panda, which is ultra adorable. And look at that tail. Take this what you will. Nana's definitely my favorite of the two, but here in between here, you can see that this one stays consistent with the layout of cat poker, and this one stays consistent with the layout of Panda Panda. But having it be a red panda makes it kind of win, in my opinion. Now, how to play Panda Panda in about 2 minutes. Give each player one of these cards. Make sure that it is on the 0 and not the 1. Place it down in front of you, boom. Step 2, shuffle the deck. Step 3, deal out 5 cards to every player. Now you're ready to begin. Cat poker could not be simpler. Your goal of the game is to get one of these winning hands. If you have 7 cards in your hand, if your hand looks exactly like this, not contains this, exactly like this. So if you have 5 cards in your hand and all of them are Bs, well, then you can win. So the first thing you're gonna do on your turn is you're gonna look at your hand. Does it match one of these winning hands? If so, drop it and say you win, much to the chagrin of all the other players. Does it not match? Hey, no problem. You can either do one of 2 things. You're gonna draw a card or discard a card. Discard a card is quite simple. You just pick a card from your hand and discard it in your own private discard pile. Now, later in the game, your hand might look something like this. And let's see, you could discard a card or draw a card. If you want to draw a card, it's quite simple. First, you can draw a card from any player's discard pile, and it'll be the top card from that discard pile. Or you could draw a card from the top of the deck and add it to your hand. Next player's turn. Now, there are a few more wrinkles here. If on your turn you want to discard an ace, you're going to take this ace, discard it here, and you're going to say, Panda Panda. And then everyone's going to take a card, and then you're going to take that card and pass it to the player on your left. And the player to my right is going to pass me a card. I take that card, put it to my hand, and now it is the next player's turn. The second wrinkle in the game is that if you want to draw a card, you cannot draw from the top of a discard pile that has an ace on it. You see this? No. That card is now forbidden. You can still draw from your discard pile, that discard pile, or top deck from the deck. And on your turn, you're going to keep on discarding, drawing, discarding, drawing, discarding, drawing, discarding, or drawing, or Panda Panda, discard a card, pass it to the player on your left, and take a card from the player on your right, discard a card, and then, hey, look, I win. G and D. Now let's get back up top, and I could give you my thoughts on the game. All right, I confess that there is no rule for you say Panda Panda. I just added that because it's just better. It's a better game. It's a better game if someone says Panda Panda, and it works. Now, looking at these, I think it's pretty obvious that I like Panda Panda more. I said it, I just said it, because Panda Panda is just it's a fun name. The name is just more fun. And it's just cat poker or Panda Panda. Panda Panda sounds fun. Cat poker sounds intriguing. Like, what, is this cats playing poker? What's going on here? But I am gonna keep both because I do really like the game. Now, low-hanging fruit review is that, oh, it's a hand building game. You draw a card or you discard a card. It's nice, simple, not great. There it is, not for me. That's low-hanging fruit review. But the truth is that just like Trio before, there are little subtle layers hidden in the game. So one of them is that you gotta be hyper aware of the card count in the game. Number 2 is that once someone has a discard pile and they put an ace on top, all the cards beneath it are inaccessible. You can never get those cards. So if you see someone put like an F and then put an ace over it, that's one fewer F in the deck. I hope you're counting the deck, right? This is part of the game. Number 2 is that once you're playing the game and you notice someone is discarding on their turn, that means that they have a winning hand and they're just discarding their card. So discard, next turn they discard. They're getting close to winning the game. Hopefully you have an ace in your hand. That way you could Panda Panda and hopefully mess them up. That's one of the key strategies, I think, in the game. And it's not really readily apparent. One of the other things you notice when you dig a little bit deeper into the game is that an ace helps you get rid of 2 cards, not just 1. You get rid of the ace because you're playing it, and then you're getting rid of a card and maybe getting something else. So you're shedding and drawing at the same time. So there are a little bit of layers there in the gameplay. And I think that it's a really good pickup for Allplay. This is not a phenomenal game. It's not going to change your life, but it's really fun. And there are all these little layers hidden in there. And to sell it for 10 bucks is a steal, an absolute steal. Now, I will say that some people like cats more than pandas, but panda art is better than cat art. But I mean, the bottom line is that this has a red panda in it, and therefore it wins. Now, granted, the red panda isn't as cute as real red pandas are. I mean, did you know that red pandas sleep on their tails? They use their tails as pillows. Adorable, adorable. One of the weirdest complaints that I've heard is that there aren't enough pandas in Panda Panda. It sounds like there's supposed to be a lot of pandas. There are at least 165 pandas on every single card in this game, except for the player aid card. But on the actual cards, there are like over 163 pandas. Did you look at the back of the card? Those are all pandas. There are a lot of pandas in this game. To bring the elephant in the room to the forefront, Nana is here. Now, I do think Nana is a better game than cat poker, but a lot of me thinks that, you know, in some other dimension, cat poker was the big hit. And because of Nana and cat poker and Panda Panda, I think now that Mob Plus is a publisher that I'm always going to be checking out their latest release. This is a phenomenal game. This is an incredibly super solid game. And because of these two, on these two alone, I'm always going to be checking out the new release from Mob Plus. Now, there is a dog poker in here, and spoiler alert, I like it a little more than cat poker. But I think that Mob Plus creates really solid games. And if you're always going to ask me, people ask me all the time, it's like, Jay, what's a good game? What are some good games that I should look for in Japan? It's like, well, I made lots of lists. I made lots of videos. Please watch them because they're still pretty relevant. But if you see a Mob Plus game, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to recommend it. And if you see an Allplay tiny box, 4 out of 4 times, I'm also going to recommend it. It's 4 because they're only 4. At least right now, they're only 4. But there's this new line, and they're all $10. And I think that each of those is a great steal. Once again, my name is Jay. I play board games from Asia and share what I find with all of you. If you like what you see here and you want to see more, please like and subscribe and help the channel grow. I'm going to put a link to a video up here that I think you'll enjoy. See you there.